Hello friends, welcome back to the brand new Crack JavaScript series. So in this video, we will learn about closure, which is many developer thinks most complicated topic in JavaScript. But is it really? Let me tell you one thing that if you are preparing for an interview for MNC companies, then there is 100% probabilities that they will ask you about closures. So let's start and see what the closure actually is. But rather than directly going to its definition, we will proceed with some practical examples of closure. And after seeing all of these examples, you will completely clear about closure. So let's start. Let me proceed with my favorite editor VS Code. And obviously, you can go with any editor you want. Okay, so let's declare one global variable first. You can name it anyone, any of you want. Global var is equal to, let's assign it value xyz. Okay, okay. Let us create one function now. Function. Let's name it as outer function. Okay, now you are thinking that why I'm wrapping my function inside this parenthesis. So don't afraid, it's nothing but immediately invoked functional expression. Okay, so what is immediately invoked functional expression? So it is a function that runs as it is defined. What I mean is, you can use that function instantly after you have defined it. Okay, but now you are thinking that what if we want to pass some arguments in that function? Okay, so you can simply add one parenthesis afterwards that function, and you can pass any values you want. Let me pass 1, 2, 3 for now. Okay, now let's access it as outer arg. Okay, okay, let's declare one another variable inside our outer function and name it as outer var. Okay, let's assign a value a to it. Okay, okay, now let us declare one another function and name it is inner function. And obviously, you can name it anything you want. Okay, let's assign it some value. Let me assign 456 for now. Okay, let's access as inner arc. Okay, okay, let us declare one another variable for our inner function and name it as inner var. Okay, let us assign some dummies value b to it. Okay, okay, now let me console our global var first. Global var. Okay, okay, now what will be the output of this global var? Can you guess it? Okay, let me open my browser. Okay, let's run it. I think there is some error. Let me check. Global var is not defined. Okay, it's typo. Let me correct it. Global var. Okay, let's check it again. Yeah, it is XYZ. And what is, yeah, so our console is printing the value of global var. So this is what is closure look like. Okay, yes, so this is called closure. See, I have already told you before that closure is nothing. It is pretty simple. Now, let me tell you its perfect definition so that you can get more idea about closure. Okay, so what the closure is? So, closure is an inner function that has access to the variables in the outer function scope chain. Let me repeat again. Closure is an inner function that has access to the variables in the outer function scope chain. Okay, in our case, closure is an inner function which is inner func in our case has access to the variable in the outer function scope chain which is outer func in our case. Okay, let me slightly reduce the complexity of this definition. We can say that closure has access to variables in three scopes. Specifically, it variable its in on scope, which is innerware. Second, variables in the enclosing function scope, and third one is a global variables itself. Okay, let me repeat it again. So closure has access to the variables in three scopes, which is variable in its own scope, second, variables in the enclosing function scope, and third one, global variables itself. Okay, so in our case, let's consider that scenario that closure has access to the uh, three specific three specific variables. So first one is inner variable which is our inner wire, and second is variables in its outer function scope which is outer wire, and third one is global variable which is global wire. Okay, so let me console some other variables. Okay, let me console.log outer arg here, outer arg. Okay, so now what do you think? What it will print? 123 or undefined? Can you guess it? Let me run it in browser. Yes, 123. As I said, inner function has access to the three scopes. So the three scopes. So first one is in its own scope, which is innerware, and second one is scope in its outer function, which is outer arc. And obviously, you can console outerware also. Where okay, let me console his inner arc and innerware. Okay, let me save it and run it. Yes, so it is printing values as we guess. First one is xy. Let me slightly split my screen. B. Okay, but now you are thinking that so that you can get more idea for programming. So for that, let me create one another example. Let me create one for loop where I equals to 0, I less than or equal to 5, and I plus plus. Okay, let me set timeout for that. Set timeout and function log I, and the second pillar. Uh, let's multiply i's value by 1000 for now. Okay. Okay. So what do you think? What will be the output of this for loop? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you right? Uh, Let us open a browser and run it. Okay. See, it is printing 5 for consecutive 5 times. It means it means all the times whenever our for loop runs, it is printing only 5. So what do you think, what is the solution for this problem? If you are guessing that we can use closure for that, then you are 100% right. So we can use closure for this example to resolve this current situation. Closures can be used to prevent this problem by creating a unique scope for each iteration. And what closure will does is closure stores each unique value of the variable within its own scope. Okay, let me correct this example and let me use closures for this. Let me copy. Okay, paste. Okay, let me remove this now. State function x set timeout. Let's pass argument I. Let's replace here I with x. Okay, let's console it again. Okay, see here 0. Okay, let me remove this one for now so that we can get more idea. Let me clear our console first. Okay, see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, so using closure our problem is resolved. But why? Let's see our example. Okay, so what let us compare this example with previous one. So what we does is we have created one unique scope for each loop time. For example, first time our I is 0, so first time whenever our loop is running, so for that first iteration what closure does is, so closure will create one memory block for that, and it will assign that particular loop's value inside that particular memory block. So what closure will does is, first every time our for loop runs, closure will allocate unique value to each particular memory block, and after that given timeout, closure will access that particular memory block's value. So what it does is every time closure get unique value for that particular memory block. So that is how closure will used in real life of programming. Okay, I hope you are clear with closure now. Yeah, so that is closure. Okay, I hope after watching this video you are clear about closure. Thanks for the watching, friends, and you can ask me your queries inside the comment box. You can also contact with me by my social profile, for which I have already given all the links to my social profile in the description box. Okay, thank you. We will see you in the next lecture.